Bringing us back in and getting our expectations up, big dog. What's going on, everyone?
It's
Welcome to Junior. Welcome,
all about the you. It's
welcome
all about
to
the you.
the Junior and the Big Dog, your favorite father and son duo covering Miami Hurricanes football and sports.
Give me 1 second, dude.
Go ahead. What's going on, man?
Oh, can Daddy's doing the show? Can you come here?
Just
You want to
mute
throw?
the mic. Mute the mic if
Throw
you
the
want.
ball.
Mute the
I'm
mic.
sorry, dude.
Oh, just mute the mic if you want.
What's that?
Just mute the mic if you want.
Oh, I could do that.
You could just turn it off
Dímelo, mi niño.
and you turn it back
You
on.
wanna play? I turn it.
Hey, what's going on, Case fam?
There we go. It's on now. I know.
Hey,
Here you go, big guy. You want to throw?
Jason. Well, let me do a quick roll call.
You do a quick roll call for me.
Yeah, I got you. You got Mr. HD, Anthony, Eddie the Kane, Yella,
Oh, I love you, big guy.
Beto Perry,
I'll play catch.
Dreadlock,
The thing is, Daddy has to do the show.
Chuck Mobeer,
Yeah, that's why I was telling you if you wanted to play catch earlier.
Kane in the Desert,
Tess?
Jason, Torrance, Joseph
You
Holmes,
come here.
at Gallo Negro, Calvin Dixon, Ben Pratt, UM Tampa, The Shoot,
throw.
Chuck Mobeer,
What's wrong?
K Forever.
Good throw.
What's going on, fellas? Adam.
If you want to see when I play catch, your daddy, the show already started.
Yeah, some good news today, man. Some really, 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 really good news.
We'll do it tomorrow. I promise. We'll play a lot tomorrow. Here.
Oh.
Good, fam. Great.
Good job.
Absolutely, man.
Hey, dude, can you carry a show for like 5 minutes?
Yeah. If you want, just turn off the mic.
Okay,
Turn off the mic.
we'll do. All right, let me turn it off.
There. Hey, just text me. Just text me when you're back, and I'll invite you again. All right. All right. So you guys got Junior here for a little bit. All right. How do I? So you guys can see me better. All right. Hold up. Bear with us, Canes fan. Bear with us. What? Hold up. All right, man. There you go. What's good, man? Heck of a day. Big Dog will be back with us shortly. What's going on, Daryl, Richard, Boogeyman 305? What's going on, man? Heck of a day today, man. I'll tell you what. I was on oh, by the way, if you guys are new here, subscribe, hit that like button. If you're in here, it'll really help us out, man. Get the video shared and whatnot. So subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you get notified anytime me and the Big Dog upload a video. So you'll catch that. So yeah, Avante Williams, man. Avante Williams. We got a lot to get to, obviously, because last time we were live was last Wednesday. We got the Ed Reed news the following day. We got a wide receiver coach, offensive assistant with amazing Miami ties, going to help us out a lot in recruiting. So a lot of things to get to, man. What's going on, Thomas? Yeah. Crazy. You know why it's crazy, man? Because if it feels nice to be on this side of the fence finally for once, okay? To be on the good side of the whole pump fake with the hats, it feels good, and it feels good especially when you got a talent like Avante Williams, man. Depending on what side you're looking at, top 50 player in the country, one of the best safeties in the country. Talented player, man. Big ups to Banda, to Ed Reed. I think Ed Reed maybe had a little bit of impact, but the communication has been there with Avante since he was in middle school, frankly. So the fact that and that's the benefit, and one of the benefits on getting in early with recruits, you know, building up that communication, building up that relationship. It goes a long way when you're one of the first schools to contact the kid, and you form a bond with the kid, it goes a long way at the end, and I think that's one of the deciding factors. I'm gonna get to Manny. That's one of that could be one of the deciding factors in the end. Me personally, I didn't think that we were gonna get Avante. I'm not gonna front with you guys and be like, oh, I know we had this in the bag, this and that, but I thought we did have a shot, but an outside shot. An outside shot. All the crystal balls were pointing in Florida's direction. What's going on, Origin Green Blood? For Cohen, what's going on, Cohen? The big dog is gone shortly, but he'll be back. Just had to attend to my little brother very quick. So, but yeah, man. I thought we had an outside shot. All signs reporting towards Florida, but of course, I was like, you know what? 12:30 Eastern time came around today, and I was like, let me go ahead and jump on and see what's up. And I don't know, it was just weird because I got this feeling. First, I heard that they were gonna have the whole press conference, Manny, Reed, Lashley. I heard that it was gonna be at 12, which I thought was kind of weird because I was like, well, if they're gonna do it at noon, then I mean, they pretty much, that's it, wrapped it up. We got Dunson, and that's it. It is what it is. So I heard that, and I was like, okay, so they were probably informed already from Avante that it wasn't going to be But then I saw it was at 1, and I was like, okay, so whatever. I started watching it. It could be a possibility. I already knew that when he went to reach for the Gator hat, I knew he was coming to Miami. Because that's become like a thing now with these kids, man, where they just love pump faking these hats. So it feels good to be on the good side of one for once. So I mean, I just think, man, listen, Manny did it again. Manny did it again. Different circumstances this time, but it's a different vibe, man. It's a different vibe. Yeah, where is George? What's going on, Zoe? Cohen loves you, bro. Thank you so much, man. What's going on, Orion? Sorry, Orion. Love the way it tastes. Yeah, it feels good. All W's today. Yeah, man. So it feels good. It feels good. And Manny is pulling the odds. Tabardine. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if he lives up to the ranking. You know how it goes, man. We don't pay that much attention to the star ratings, but we've always said it. We look at the film. Go look up at Avante Williams film, and we're not all hype because he's a high 4-star, borderline 5-star. We're hype because the film speaks for itself, man. He's a guy that could cover sideline to sideline. He's a hitter. He just has all the tools. Now, how that's going to translate to college football, we'll see. But it looks good, man. It looks good. He's a player that I think is gonna have a very bright future for the Miami Hurricanes. But yeah, back to what I was saying about Manny. I just think that he did it. He did it with the disappointing season once Rick retired, TNM, this and that. And it's funny, just a few weeks ago, man, this would have been a different junior. It would have been a completely different junior. And you guys, heard me on the Category 5 podcast. You guys, saw me last week and the week before last about how I'm tempering my expectations. I'm not trying to get too hype. And while I'm not going to get on here and say, hey, we're back. Damn it, we're headed in the right direction, man. We are headed in the right direction. What's going on, Zoe? We got a $10 donation from Zoe. Thank you so much, man. It says these guys know what they're talking about. It's great to be a Miami Hurricane. Thank you so much, Zoe, man. Appreciate that, brother. So yeah, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. Listen, as much as we've bashed Manny and we've bashed, and rightfully so. Can't get on here and we can't front and say, take back all the negative things. The criticisms were well deserved, frankly. Oh, Big Dog's back. Let me get you in here. Big Dog, hold up. And then I'll go ahead and finish my point. Boom, 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 boom. Let me get Big Dog back in here.
There we go.
All right, Big Dog. See, now we could put the brand back up. Boom. We just got a $10 donation from Zoe, Big Dog.
Zoe, you're something else, brother. Thank you so much, Zoe.
Yeah.
Your family, dude. So, and I can't tell you how much that means to me. Thank you so much, Zoe, for doing that. By the way, guys, everybody know after we're done today,
Zoe's going on at 9:30, right?
Zoe is going on at 9:30.
9:30.
So guys, I know most of you that are on here are already fans of Zoe. So make sure you catch that show at 9:30. It's going to be on after us, and he was kind enough to leave the spot open for us, and well, that's part of you family. That's what it's all about.
No, so, okay, yes. So back to what I was saying. I saw Eddie the King said, "Whoa, slow down, Junior. Let's continue being cautiously optimistic." 100%. But and this goes to what I was saying before I got Big Dog back in here. So let me digress a little bit.
I heard part of it
about so the criticisms
were
remain,
legit.
And they were legit, and they're not going anywhere.
Correct.
But Big Dog, you've been a Miami Hurricane fan a lot longer than I have. Have you ever seen a better recruiter than Manny Diaz? That was a question I posed myself today.
I tell you what, when you see the results and compare that to coming off the horrific season that we had, you'd never expect that.
Yeah.
You know, not only did I have lowered expectations.
And this is just not because we got Avante, but is because we kept Cheney.
Okay.
Got Jalen Knighton.
Here's my question.
And the transfer portal, you're talking about the best quarterback that was out there.
We own it.
The best defensive end that was out there. Best kicker that was out there. The best OC that was out there. Like, come on, man. And you got to give credit where credit. Huh?
Best safety that was out there.
Best safety that was out there, coming off a 6-7 season. Now, I say that to say this. We lost to FIU, man.
Mm-hmm.
We had one of the most disappointing seasons and one of the most disappointing seasons in Miami Hurricanes football history. And we're going to end up with a top 15 class, not including transfers. Because if you add the transfers,
top 10 again.
So, I mean, listen, man, something needs to be said. Something needs to be said about what's going on in Coral Gables, because and then you add Ed Reed as chief of staff. Listen, man, the criticisms are still valid. There are still things that we need to see as a fan base that need to be corrected on the field. Adjustments, preparation. There's still a lot of things that need to be worked out, but listen, something needs to be said for what Manny Diaz has been doing on the recruiting trail and the pitches that he's selling to these kids. There is no way. Come on, man. There's no way why we should have, had a recruiting class like this and getting the transfers. Okay, so we have a quarterback issue, obviously. Okay, so let's go out there and get a proven, experienced, mature quarterback in De'Aaron King. Okay, offensive play calling and preparation is obviously an issue. So let's go get one of the hottest and the most one of the most highly regarded offensive minds in football right now on the come up in Rhett Lashley. Okay, so we did that. So, we have a horrendous kicking situation. Oh, let's just go get this kid Jose Borealis that nailed the 250. What wasn't it, like 250 yarders against us?
He's been on the short list for the Lou Grozo Award, which is for the best kicker in the country. He's been on the short list 2 years in a row.
Yeah, like you said, hey, Tampa,
He said Tampa said it perfectly. He said, criticize when needed, but applaud when deserved. And that's a perfect point.
At this moment,
absolutely. Look, Endo Gaines said we ended up with basically a 4-star average ranking And that has to be the highest ranking for a recruiting class on a 6 and 17.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man.
And Eddie the Kane, and I'm with you. Eddie the Kane says, don't get me wrong, I'm loving all the offseason moves, but I need to see it translate onto the field.
Absolutely, Eddie.
100%. But my only point, Eddie, is imagine at this point in time, we still have Enos on the roster. We still have the same quarterbacks on the roster. We still have the same kickers on the roster. I mean, there are just things that like, and I'm not going to sit here and say that we're going to go 11-1 or even that we're going to go 10-2. But the fact that I'm looking at things from a different lens. I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, yes, okay, while this may be good and while this may be promising, we need to see it translate to the field. But more telling than anything else is that we're not seeing stubbornness from Manny Diaz in terms of him feeling like he doesn't need to make the necessary changes that we as a fan base see fit. No, he's making the changes and he's trying to change the culture that he's been talking about. Now, like you said, Eddie the K, man. Before I keep on going, man, Rigor Mortis with a $2 donation. He said the best part is we flipped FSU and UF commits.
Yep. Hey, it's proven. You win the state of Florida, you win national championships. That's been proven for 50 years. That's been the truth.
Yeah.
And Dante had a really good comment also. Right after Rigor Mortis. Rigor Mortis, thank you so much for the donation, partner.
He says,
appreciate it.
Is it this one I got on the screen?
Yep, that's the one.
Okay, he says, I have said this and I will say it again. Miami, the U recruits itself. Yet what Manny is doing in the offseason shows he's got sales skills. He's great with software. Time to fix the hardware. Hey, man, I couldn't have said it better myself. You know, so.
And by the way, Origin Greenblood, Cohen, it's all about the U, Cohen. This is for you.
I threw it up for him already earlier without you.
I got to say something. Can I? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I have to say something. This is a message I want to give to everybody, man. Obviously, signing Avante was huge. It was earth-shaking to me. This is a guy that we broke down. By the way, for those of you that aren't familiar with Avante, he was part of our recruiting target video on the defense, and we did a video breakdown of Avante. So please, it's in our library. So give it a look, guys, and go to the part that Avante's on.
Regardless, guys, I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm just gonna go to that video and I'm gonna chop up the Avante part. It might sound a little dated, obviously, but the breakdown is there, and we go through his tape, we give you the measurables, and we talk about some of the skills, the skill set that Avante could bring to the table. So what I might end up doing is just cutting up that portion of the video with Avante and just uploading it like on its own separate video, so you guys could check that out. That way you guys don't have to go through the whole video trying to find out which part is which for Avante. So be on the lookout for that. It'll come in the next couple of days.
No, listen, you have to. We also have to give credit, and I'm sure Ed Reed, being part of the U, was the topping on it. Frame Banda built a relationship with Avante Williams from, I think it was the summer after Wholesome and I were talking about in his show earlier. I believe it was the summer of his 8th grade. So after he finished 8th grade on his way to 9th grade, that's when Banda and him started building that relationship.
Yeah.
People, that's one of the things that people forget.
Thank you, Captain Trips.
What do you say?
No, he just said congrats on the pickup, guys. I would have loved to see him in orange and blue. Wish him the best.
Thank you, Captain Trips.
Man. Very classy.
As always, man. You're classy as always. The thing is that when you look at how can I put this? Well, let me start with this. First off, Avante himself about 2 months ago said that they asked him about the relationships that he has with coaches, around the country that have been recruited him. Obviously, Avante was recruited by everybody. Everybody wanted Avante. You're talking about the top safety, arguably the top safety in the country. So he said flat out 2 months ago that hands down, it wasn't even close, that the best relationship that he had with any coach was the one that he had with a frame Banda, because before he was even a ninth grader, him and Banda started building that relationship. And ultimately, and this goes back to, I know a lot of people don't like that we have so many early commits who then down the road end up decommitting. Now, I think those decommits will slow down big time once we see the product on the field. And like Eddie the King was saying, all this is beautiful. It has to translate to the field. We have to see that culture change because the talent is there. Now, that being said, okay, all those things being said, and congrats to Banda on building that relationship with Avante. The one thing I would tell fans, I was in the same boat in terms of you guys. I'm not going to have expectations until September, and I want to see what happens in September. Yeah, Austin says, Williams said it himself, it was 100% Banda. And yeah, that relationship, he, like I said, he said it 2 months ago when everybody had him pegged going every place else. He said, Banda's my dude. Banda and I communicate all the time. You know, we're close. It's you can even tell there was like a I'm not going to say, I mean, saying father type relationship is going too far, but there was most definitely a mentor protege type of relationship building up with Banda and Avante from the ninth grade. So,
yeah, Mark, Avante Williams and Lorenzo Ligard are cousins.
Yeah, they're
Mark,
cousins.
Thank you for dropping by, OGK. Appreciate that, man.
I told my wife this. I said, I mean, think about the fact that he had his cousin bad-mouthing Miami on his way out the door, transferring to Florida, and Florida after him. Florida's coming off a very good season. And to have Avante pick up that Miami hat and throw up that U, that's huge, man. That's huge. And the one thing that sort of hit me is today, and this is something, as take this as an old man just trying to give you a piece of advice. It really hit me a couple hours ago. And everybody should do this, man, at least once a day. I was so happy about the Avante signing, and then De'Aaron King and Quincy Roche and Isaiah Dunson, who people are not talking about, but that's a big ad for us at quarterback. Keyshawn Williams at receiver is a big ad for us. So
Keyshawn Smith.
I know. I just want to say Williams. I'm confusing with defensive ends where we have all we
have is yeah, exactly.
Keyshawn Smith. That pickup was huge.
Yeah,
huge. You're looking at 2 4-stars. I mean, not 2, really 3, because you got Keyshawn Smith, you got Avante, who's a very high 4-star, and you have Isaiah Dunson. So after all this is already done, and then De'Aaron King, Quincy Roche, and Jose Borregales making it official, I started thinking to myself, I was so happy with what happened at Miami that what the advice I would give all of you is, man, at least once a day, just try to think of all the blessings that we have in our lives, man. And that even though we've been disappointed with the passion that we share for Miami, that in and of itself is a blessing. That we have something that's of some entertainment value, but we have an affinity and a relationship because of that obsession that we have with Miami that a lot of people don't have in their lives. And to be able, and then I, thinking about my family, and my my kids, thinking about grandkids, thinking about all the blessings that we have in our lives. And I know some people are not as fortunate, and I get that, but having the opportunity to build your life the way that you want to, and we're in the place for it, to be able to share things like this with people that we have built up this relationship with, that's like family, man. I just thank God. I mean, it's one of those days that just made me take stock and look up and say, man, I'm lucky. Man, I'm fortunate.
Yeah.
And I would say to people, man, do that at least once a day. Think about all those great blessings that we have, that we're so fortunate to have. And one of those great blessings is that through our obsession with Miami, look at what we have, man, the relationship that we have. We look forward to these podcasts more than they do even. And it's because of what you guys have made us feel that we are part of something so much larger than ourselves. And when those good times come, and they will come, because I can tell you right now, Ed Reed will make sure that they come somehow or another. When those good times do come and we get to share it with y'all,
that's gonna be sick, man.
Man, I'll tell you what, I'm just
Woo, that's gonna be nice.
This recruiting class is unbelievable. And I just want to go over that just real quick.
Hey, Raw G, man, says he's new to the Junior and the Big Dog. Thank you for having me, man. No, thank you so much for joining the Junior and the Big Dog family, man. It's good to have you.
Thank you, Rod. And he said it's a Canes thing. Others just want to understand. You're right.
Yeah.
Man, and that's one thing I do want to say. And I'm not
Anthony, throw your comment in here again, bud, because sometimes I can't go that far back, man. And I'm never keeping up with YouTube. I'm on StreamYard, so sometimes it's different than YouTube.
I saw he made a comment about Carlos Correa and talking about our baseball team, and he mentioned another player, and if they could have possibly committed to Miami, and that would have been huge. And but I do like the way Gino Damari. I think we got the right guy in place to really get us back to where we belong. I think we were ranked 7th in the preseason. And so I think that's going well. But
hey, is that Goku with a Miami Hurricanes jersey on? T2Y exclusive and the Nike. That looks like a sick avatar.
Oh, one step at a time. And you're right, partner. It is one step. And listen, at the end of the day, until we see it translate to the field, we're still that 6 and 7 team from last year. So until we see that translate and actually start playing the type of football that our talent represents, then we can say, okay, we're there. But think about right after that Louisiana Tech game and where we were then to where we are now. I didn't know if Manny was going to have the fortitude to fire Dan Enos after one season. And he did. And he went out to get the spread guy that was out there, a guy who was highly thought of all over the country. Then that guy pulls De'Ara King. Okay. Manny had the fortitude to get rid of Butch Berry. Goes out and gets a guy who's familiar of teaching offensive line using the spread. He's familiar with spread concepts with Garen Justice. You look at all the moves that we've made, bringing in the GOAT to be chief of staff. Mark Dudley with a donation. Thank you so much, Mark. What's your prediction against Michigan State next year? Looking forward to that game. Laugh out loud. Oh man, Orion with a $10 donation too says thank you.
Orion, big dog, like Orion's belt. I did the same thing. I did the same thing when I first read him. When I did the roll call, I did the same thing. I was like, "What's up, Orion?" And I remember Orion's belt, and I was like, "Thank you so much, Mark,
Orion,
for the $5 donation."
And yeah, thank you so much, Mark. And
I don't see Orion's dono yet on my screen.
Yeah, he had a $10 donation. Says thank you. No, thank you, Orion. It really is a blessing. It really is a blessing that what we have in our Canes fam, you guys have made my life. I'll just speak for me, but I know the same is true for Junior. I was blessed already to have the blessing of the relationship that we have with you guys. It's much more than I deserve, and I just thank God for it every single day. And I just want everybody to do that. Realize the things that we're just fortunate to see.
Why are the keys on my keyboard wet, man? I ain't crying. You crying?
No. It just and you just right before the show, guys. We didn't get on right at 7 because he was showing me Olivia. I call her Olivia already, but he was showing me my granddaughter on the screen, and man, it's just I'm a lucky man, and I think we all should look at our blessings.
Yes.
But one of the things I do want to get to the comments.
I'm sorry, big dog, because I don't see. I don't see Orion's comment or the dono on my screen.
Oh, you haven't seen? He just said he just sent the dono with a thank you. And I think we're talking
Was
about
it before Mark or was it after?
it was
Mark?
right after Mark.
Oh, you see, I don't see it, man. It's not on here.
Okay.
Yeah, I see you, Ibis Canes fan 80. I see your comment. I see
Yeah.
it. I don't see it, man. Hopefully it'll pop up soon. But regardless, man, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You guys. It's we're just blessed, man. I do want to do like a position, a unit breakdown real quick of just to show why I am incredibly excited. Again, he reeled me in. Okay, my expectations are going to be realistic this time, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
go
we're
crazy
not gonna
until I
say
see
we're not
the
gonna
field.
say like 12-0, 11-1. Okay,
Correct. So I'm not. I'm not. I'm just gonna wait and see till it translates on the field. But you want to do that? Let's go by position unit, so we can address just how incredible this is.
About what, the recruiting class?
Yeah.
Let's do it, man.
Of the changes. Okay, first off, at quarterback. Okay, name me any team in the country that's had two quarterbacks walking in their door like De'Aaron King and Tyler Van Dyke. I'll wait.
Oh, yeah.
You won't find one. You're looking at one of the best QBs in the QB class, and Tyler Van Dyke, who has a cannon for an arm, really good kid, big, strong type of kid, more athletic than people think. And De'Aaron King, who was the number one transfer at quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a guy that Oklahoma would have loved. LSU would have loved. I mean, I could take Georgia would have loved. Think about that, man. That we get a guy like De'Aaron King. Obviously, a lot of it was because we got Lashley. Okay, what do you think about the haul? At QB.
What do I think about the haul?
Yeah, about getting De'Aaron King and Tyler Van Dyke.
You know how I feel about Van Dyke. You know how I feel about Van Dyke, and I think De'Aaron King, what he's gonna bring, he just has this maturity,
he has the it factor,
right? But he has this maturity about him where he just looks like he's all business, and rightfully so, man, because it's his last year. Obviously, he has aspirations to play in the National Football League, so I mean, you have to be all business, you know. So, like, I just feel like he has an opportunity to come in the same way what KJ did to that wide receiver room, and what KJ Osborne meant to our team this past year.
Yep.
I think De'Aaron King has a chance to do that, but on a much grander scale because
he's a QB.
Not just that he's a QB, big dog, but he's a very talented quarterback.
Right.
I mean, this is a guy that accounted for 50 touchdowns in 1 year in 2018. Like, so this is a guy that's a proven baller, okay? Yep. And it's not a guy that, because listen, at the end of the day, was I excited about Tate Martell? Yeah, to a certain extent I was, because of what he did in high school. But still, there was that question mark of, well, how is it going to translate to college football?
We still thought Jaron was going to start.
Oh, yeah. But my point is that it's a similar situation because it's a transfer quarterback that there's a lot of hype about, similar to the way that Tate Martell. There was a lot of hype surrounding Tate Martell, and he was a transfer quarterback, yada yada yada. But De'Aaron King has proven, man, he has proven that he can get the job done, and he's explosive. He could throw, he could run. I mean, he could do it all. He could do it all, frankly. So, but besides that, besides what he's going to bring on the football field, what he's gonna do, you know, I mean, they talked about it today, and some of the things that they're trying to look for in players is player accountability, more camaraderie in the locker room, more, you know, togetherness, more teamwork, more leadership. And De'Aaron King brings a dynamic. The quarterback is the one that's supposed to be the captain, man. Especially the captain of the ship that is going to be running the offense. more times than not, it's the quarterback, and that's something that I just feel like, we've been missing. And listen, guys, at the end of the day, this is going to be exciting for the University of Miami because we've never seen the offense that's going to be implemented. We've never really seen at the University of Miami. So there's just so many things to be excited about. And the fact that you have somebody like De'Aaron King that you could plug in to run that kind of offense that we've never seen, that kind of offense that we've been begging for, the kind of offense that we've seen other teams win national championships with, there are things to be excited about, man. Roche, and I'm sorry, I'm getting off track here, Big Dog. You want to go by the position groups, but we're excited about Rousseau, but
absolutely.
Roche on the other side, Jalen Phillips, the number one recruit in 2017.
Yeah,
Chant, Quentin. I mean, it's just there's so much, and now you round it up with you got Dunson, you got Harrell, you got Avante. There are guys that. And I just love what Avante said, man. They asked him, what was it? Why'd you pick Miami? What was it about Miami? A lot of great players played at Miami, and he wants to be one of those guys. They asked him about, how much did Lorenzo Lingard being at Florida or whatnot, playing to the decision or this and that. And he said, basically, I'm my own man. I'm my own man. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. So, and no, that's what he said. That's what he said. He said that's all I'm gonna say about that. So there's a different attitude there, and I just think that all this could be null and void if we go out there next year and we go 6-7 again. Then you know what? Then whatever. I don't want to talk about what we'll do then, but. Maybe it is going to take some time, man. Maybe this is a step in the right direction. Maybe eradicating some issues in the with the culture, eradicating some things that, frankly, I believe that's why Ed Reed was brought in, because Manny said to himself, "Listen, there's some bigger issues here, but I can't be in a million places at one time. So let me try to bring in some help that could put some more tabs on these kids." That could expect more from these kids, that could have a mentor. And what better mentor do you want than Ed Reed? I mean, really? Think of yourself as a high school kid, man, and you have a top 100 player of all time, NFL, an NFL Hall of Famer, national champion, Super Bowl champion, and Ed Reed, a player that embodies what it means to be a Miami Hurricane. A player that embodies what the culture is, man. That's the guy that's going to be on the phone with future recruits. That's the guy that's going to be in the locker room with these kids. That's the guy that's going to be at practices. That's a guy that whenever there's an issue or, a bone to pick between a player and the coach, he could be that mediator. He could be like, come here, young blood. Let me show you where you're wrong, or let me show you the correct way.
And it's coming from Ed Reed.
And but that's my point. It's going to be coming from Ed Reed, man.
I brought up this point when I talked to Wholesome earlier this afternoon. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I want to go back to this. 2006. Actually, it was 2006, 2005 is when it happened, I believe. The Miami Heat got a bunch of veterans that were quote unquote head cases at other places. Antoine Walker, Gary Payton, Jason Williams. We got all these guys that had issues before, right? So we got this team together. We put this team together, and Stan Van Gundy was the head coach. We had Shaquille O'Neal on the team. We had Dwayne Wade starting out his third or fourth year. And early on the season, when Pat Riley did not like what he was seeing, Stan Van Gundy stepped down to spend more time with his family, which we all know was Pat basically said.
So he showed him the door.
He showed him the door. Okay, Stan Van Gundy's a heck of a basketball coach.
Yeah.
But
I like him too as a person.
Yeah, absolutely. But Pat Riley knew that all those guys with big egos were tuning out Stan Van Gundy. And Shaquille O'Neal said it himself. He said Pat Riley was saying the same exact things that Stan Van Gundy was saying, but it was coming from the Godfather, from Pat Riley.
Yeah.
It was coming from a guy who had accomplished everything, right? So all of a sudden, all those problems molded together and formed a world championship, beating a Dallas Mavericks team that nobody gave us a chance to beat. Ibis Canes fan 80 with the donation. Awesome, Ibis. Thank you so much, partner.
Thank you so much, man.
He said, that's exactly what I'm saying. Ed Reed edition does nothing but help our program, starting with recruitment that showed today. Perfectly said. And that's my point, Ibis, that Ed Reed can say something to a player that might be the same exact thing that Manny Diaz says, that Mike Rumpf says, that Rhett Lashley says, that Garen Justice says. But when it comes from Ed Reed,
it resonates different, man.
It's different, man. It's different. That's a dude who did it all. Like you said, Hall of Famer in high school, even Hall of Famer in college, and then the ultimate Hall of Famer at the NFL level. And oh, by the way, the starting safety for the NFL all-time top 100 team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, greatest safety ever lived.
Mm-hmm.
And be careful that Sean Taylor is at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now this is a guy who has a national championship ring to show these players, that has a world championship ring, a Super Bowl championship ring to show these players, has a gold jacket to show it. In fact, he actually has a medallion that he carries it around. Yeah, D. Burnett, that it was a 2-star in high school. About the Hall of Fame. So when that guy pulls that player over and says the same exact thing that Manny said, they listen different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because that's a guy who has done it and done it better than they could ever hope for.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could be a great player. You could be an all-pro at the NFL level, and you still aren't Ed Reed.
Mm-mm.
50 years from now, when there's a great safety, the conversation is going to be, hey, do you think he was better than Ed Reed?
Right.
That's a legacy.
Right.
Okay, so when that guy says something like that, it's different, man. It's different. I know, Anthony, I did want to talk about this, Dante, that NFL scouts are saying that De'Aaron King would have to change positions. I think one of the things that they're not taking into account, and Manny Diaz talked about this at the press conference today, where he says that De'Aaron King isn't just for 2020. Yes, he's just going to play in 2020, but the leadership skills, showing these players. By the way, we have almost 200 in the chat. You guys are amazing, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, please hit the like button because it does help us with the YouTube algorithm. What De'Aaron King is the seed he's going to plant in 2020 is going to resonate for years to come. Because one of the things, Anthony, and this goes to that point about, and I've heard the same thing, that some scouts say De'Aaron King isn't a quarterback at the NFL level. He'd have to switch positions. What they're missing is the type of young man that this dude is. Because Manny said it. He's already winning sprints. He's already doing it in the weight room. He has an it factor as a leader. And guys, they said the same exact thing about Lamar Jackson. Think he had a pretty good 2019. Now, yes, I understand there's things that he still has to improve in terms of throwing the football. I get that. But when you see a guy like De'Aaron King, who has the throwing ability, who has incredible mobility, that's a guy that, in addition to that, he has leadership skills. He has that it factor. A lot of times what it takes to be a great quarterback is that when De'Aaron King walks through a door, people notice he's there. He has an it factor to him that you get that, Junior, too. You feel that too with De'Aaron King?
Oh yeah, that's what I said. I don't know if I said it with you on here, but I said it before you got on here. That those are the things that Well, yeah, I did say it. Like
Yeah,
similar
yeah.
to what KJ brought to the wide receiver room.
Correct.
That's what De'Aaron King's going to bring to the quarterback room.
Correct.
For the
And like
future,
you
the
said,
Matochas, the Tyler Van Dykes.
there you go.
You know?
There you go. Because Tyler Van Dyke, now it's not just a coach telling
And
you
even
something.
Nkosi for his senior year.
Absolutely.
Who knows?
Slim Shady with the donations. Thank you, Slim Shady. He says, for the people hot on firing Manny, but love the Ed Reed hire. Reed is on Manny's staff. If he goes, no guarantee the next head coach wants Reed. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. And you know, Slim, now that you say that, I hadn't thought about it that way, but you're right.
Yeah.
Most head coaches wouldn't want a guy like Ed Reed, not because of he wouldn't be good. Of course he'd be good, but they don't want that shadow. They don't want to feel.
You know what scares me though?
What's that?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think me and the big dog kind of talked about this. There's one thing that scares me about this, and this would bum me out and make me lose a lot of faith if it happens. You know, knock on wood, that it's not gonna happen. But if Ed Reed steps down or resigns for whatever reason, it's gonna send a message to everybody like, yeah, if I can't make a difference here, you know, assuming that he doesn't have to retire. I mean, assuming that he doesn't have to step down for any other reason or whatever it is. But assuming he's just like, yeah, you know what, I'm not gonna be able to do this. It's gonna feel like a lost cause, man.
Turn out the lights.
It's gonna feel like a lost cause
because
if Ed Reed can make an impact on his team in a positive way, considering Ed Reed's drive to considering the heart that he has to make a difference in the lives of kids, of young men, the way he put it, if he turns his back on that, then hey man,
something's really wrong. Something's
gonna be really wrong with this program. So that's the only thing that scares me. Because
I can guarantee you,
if Ed Reed can't, I'm not saying Ed Reed is the end all be all in changing the culture at Miami. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if Ed Reed feels that he has to step away because he doesn't feel like he can make a difference in a positive light for this program, then we got a lot of things. We got some bigger things to worry about when it comes to this program. So
you know, Ed Reed is not going to collect a check. He's not going to collect the check just to collect the check.
No, Ed he's not. Reed, he doesn't need to collect a check.
He doesn't. Ed Reed's is at Miami because he wants to be a part of bringing Miami back and being the program that was there when he left it.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I you know what? I'm glad you said this because it's perfect. It's a perfect analogy I'm going to give you. I became disabled after all these knee surgeries, August of 2015. Right? The company I work for, I built up a store here in the area where I live. After I left, because I had to leave, I had no choice, tried to keep on as much as I could. But after I ended up being disabled, that store it's an auto service place, isn't anywhere near where it was when I left. And man, it breaks my heart. To give you guys an idea, sometimes when I go out, I go the back way because the store is literally like 2 minutes from my house. Junior knows it. I go the back way because I don't even want to pass the store because it makes me sad to see what it became after I left, right? Because we had a great team assembled there. Ed Reed, I know, feels the same way. When he left Miami, he left the greatest team that ever played college football. Gallo Negro with a donation. He said, who is the most underrated recruit in this class? Gallo Negro. Oh, and Raymond Reddington had a comment earlier on also about us going over the recruits and the injuries. And Raymond, I'm going to cover that. And Gallo Negro will cover the most underrated recruit in this class. And I'll tell you who I believe it is. When you see the things that Ed Reed built, was part of building. Because remember, his first year, they went 5-6. Miami was going off the probation in the 90s. And then they built the greatest team in history, 17 first-round draft choices on one team. 38 players drafted from that 2001 team. So he built something along with the other guys. To see it where it is now, that sticks in his craw, man. It sticks in his craw. because you know he's around other people. And those other people that are from Florida or from Clemson or from whatever, Ed has to be going, no. When Miami was Miami, you all didn't exist. You all were not part, couldn't even compete with us.
Mm-hmm.
And to see where it is now, that gnawed on him for 18 years. Now, obviously, he was playing in the NFL. Now that he has an opportunity to come back and be part of changing it, yeah, he's going to change it. He is going to change it. And you can't help but hear Ed Reed talk and get chills. Because this is a man, listen, you want to talk about blessings and about things in your life. You guys don't know the story. You know, the year that Ed Reed won the Super Bowl with the Ravens, when they beat the Niners, that game was in New Orleans. Okay, the famous game that the lights went out and the game got, postponed for half an hour, I guess it was 45 minutes. Ed Reed, the hotel that the players were staying at, the Ravens players, overlooked the river where his brother died. Okay, I don't know if you guys know that. That year, Ed Reed lost his brother. In the hotel, they were overlooking the river where his brother lost his life. Think about that. Okay, that's the type of inspiration that Ed Reed draws from. You guys, I don't know if you guys saw that interview he had with Joe Buck, where they had a team meeting, and what Ed Reed wanted to talk about was that when the players would cut off the tape from the fingers and the wrists and stuff, they throw it on the floor. When they get out of the shower, they throw the towel on the floor. And Ed Reed had this team meeting and said to the players, you all talk about winning, but you don't do all the little things. You throw the tape on the floor, you throw the towels. I pick it up because I'm ashamed to have volunteer firemen who were volunteering at the stadium and stuff like that, or the facility and would clean up. He says, you have grown men cleaning up stuff, and you throw your tape on the floor, the garbage can's 2 feet away. He goes, you can't win unless you do those little things. And if you're throwing your towel on the floor for some other grown man to pick it up, if you're throwing the tape on the floor, it shows me you're not watching them little things. You think you're above that. And if you want to win a championship, that needs to stop. Now, you think to yourself, what does tape and a towel have to do with winning a championship? What was he saying for real? Yes, he was saying to stop doing that, but he was saying, look at all the little things. Mm-hmm. Look at all the opportunities that you're letting go by where you can make yourself and the team better.
Yep.
Now, Ed Reed has to draw. Now, here's a dude that had lost his brother. Okay, telling the team that they had to watch them little things. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We got a donation there from
Anthony Berg.
He says the only way Reed leaves is if school shuts down. If Ed Reed leaves, there might be another reason, because he has a family and stuff like that. But if Ed Reed leaves, trust me, we got issues. Mm-hmm. We got serious issues.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't see that happening. What I see happening is that Ed Reed will change the culture.
But he talked about it. He talked about it today, and in the press conference, he said that listen, it's more than just football.
Put up Dante's comment.
It's more than just the football. He says, Dante says, we haven't had identity. We had lost our way. No one in the program knew the path and knows exactly how to reach the mountaintop. He's done it at all levels. Trust Ed. Mace Windu. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is that goes back to what we were saying. Whatever Ed Reed says, it's like there used to be those old commercials, E.F. Hutton, that when E.F. Hutton speaks, people listen. Mm-hmm. When Ed Reed says something to you, you better listen. Mm-hmm. Because like you said, that's a dude with success at everything he's done. His foundation feeds 5,000 families, man.
Yeah. Oh, just got a $10 donation.
Oh man, thank you guys so much. And I'm sorry, I actually had the previous one. I don't know if I had said thank you. Thank you so much, Anthony, for your donation.
Gallo Negro, we got to remember that one too.
And Gallo Negro, thank you so much, partner, too.
$10 donation from Wesley Shepard. He says, "Great show as always, fellas. Can you imagine seeing Ed Reed walk in your living room to recruit your son? I would allow him to put his feet up on my coffee table and smoke the fattest cigars."
Hey, Wesley, if the dude wants to sleep in the house,
though, he can't do that. He can't do that. Unfortunately, he can't do that. But he said that he can talk to him on the phone.
I guess he's talking to the NCAA to try to get a ruling on it. He knows he can talk to him on the phone,
and he could be involved when they come for official visits.
Correct. The thing is, his foundation does a lot for underprivileged kids.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is the NCAA, I guess, is working it out with him in terms of if some of these kids are football players, of the proper way to do it so you don't violate NCAA rules. You know how they are.
Yeah,
we went through 100%. That. We went through that. We actually went all the way up to Manny Diaz for us to collect money for the Bahamas hurricane relief, which is ridiculous. But anyways. But Wesley, thank you so much, partner. And yeah, you're right. He can sleep in my bed if he wanted to. If he comes to me, Ed Reed, I'll be like, Ed, you want my bed? I'll sleep on the couch. He goes, can I make you some Cuban coffee?
Ed Reed walks into my living room or into my house, and as soon as I see him, I'm doing this. I'm doing the letter that they do with the recruitment.
That's right.
I'm committed to the University of Miami. Please do interviews, and I'm just boom. That's it. I'm done. Let's go. Right. It's all about the youth.
That's it. Yeah, man. I'm just blown away. I'm just blown away. I still think about this. You guys know that I was down in South Florida for the birth of my twin grandkids, of Junior's kids, and when we lost to Louisiana Tech, and man, I was so low. And you know what really hurt me even more was that Junior and I were watching that game because we had to record it because at the hospital, we were at the hospital with the twins and stuff like that. So, and I didn't watch the game to make sure I want to watch it with Junior. So all that day we were in radio silence. we were looking at our phones. We weren't talking to anybody because we wanted to see the game together. So we ended up, what time did we start watching it? Like 11 o'clock at night?
It was late.
And we went into that game. We weren't even excited to watch the game, man. We were bummed.
I wouldn't say we weren't excited to watch the game.
We weren't excited as we were normally.
We weren't our normal selves watching the game.
Right. So we went into it like,
I don't care if we're if we win one game. Anytime the Canes play, I'm always excited.
Right.
To watch the Canes.
Yeah, and you always want to. I mean, we're always obviously rooting for them hard, but we sort of had an expectation of underachievement already. That we thought. They're going to go in there and sleepwalk. Now, mind you, I didn't see 14-0 coming. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't have our normal excitement. And then from there, it's been home run after home run after home run. Now somebody said in the chat that we felt really good in the offseason last year, and look what happened on the field. And you're right. Until it happens on the field, until it translates on the field, it's all smoke and mirrors.
Mm.
But none of us expected after a 6-7 season, like you said, that we went out and got the best offensive coordinator that was out there, best QB in the transfer portal, best defensive player in the transfer portal, best kicker in the transfer portal. And then you add guys like Keyshawn Smith,
Dunson,
Isaiah Dunson, and Avante Williams. Man, think about this. Just think about this.
100% Sigmund.
We signed 18 players, kept the class together. This National Signing Day, this go around, we get 6 more. Let's look at those 6. De'Ara King. Basically would be a 5-star. I'm talking about now. I'm not talking about what he was coming out of high school. But that's a 5-star type of QB. Right?
Yeah.
Jose Morales, top kicker in the country, or one of the best kickers in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Quincy Roche would be a high 4-star or a 5-star. A guy that got 13 sacks. Okay. Isaiah Dunson, 4-star cornerback, 6'2", the way we like him tall.
Oh, wow.
Avante Williams, the number 1 safety in the country, and Keyshawn Smith, a 4-star receiver who has 6 speed.
Yeah. This got a $10 donation from Kane68. Says, I'm in Canada for nursing school and don't have much college football here. You guys have the greatest Canes content / talks, and it keeps me saying, LOL, got to get back to studying, but keep it coming, guys.
Oh, man. Thank you so much.
That means so much. Thank you so much.
It does, man.
That's awesome.
And thank
Always
you so
in Canada, baby.
And thank you so much for, being in nursing school shows what type of human being you are, man. You want to care for others, and that's awesome. And I wish you the best of luck.
The fact that we could keep you sane is more than any donation that you could give us. So
thank you,
that means a lot more than you know. So we really appreciate that.
Thank you so much, and good luck there, and knock them dead. All right, you want to get back to the position by position stuff?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. So, and quarterbacks, we talked about that. De'Aaron King is the type of dude that's a program-changing guy. That's the type of dude that doesn't just, he'll only play for us in 2020, but that's going to pay dividends in 2021, 2022, 2023, because now guys like Tyler Van Dyke, like Peyton Matocha, like all those young guys see a quarterback, even Nkosi, who's already been around, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
See a guy who's going to play at the highest level, and they're going to see his work ethic, his preparation, all the stuff that he does when he can't be around coaches. Because we talked about it, guys. NCAA rules, you're only allowed 20 hours a week with these guys. So it's all that downtime that you got a guy like De'Aaron King who's going to get his receivers together.
Mm.
He's going to show these young QBs, how do you act as the QB of a program like Miami?
Mm-hmm.
That pays dividends at, like Junior said, at every position.
Mm-hmm.
And we went out and got him.
The captain of the ship, man, as a quarterback.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
That's the one that sets the tone, frankly. That's the guy that has to, just like on defense, most of the time it's the middle linebacker. It's the guy out there communicating the most with his team. When where guys need to be on the football field, on the defensive side of the ball, and the quarterback needs to be telling the offensive line to tighten up when they need to tighten up. He needs to tell wide receivers, hey, on this route, I need you to make that cut here. I need you to make that cut there. I need you to run that all the way through. I need you to block better. Like, the quarterback is the one that sets the tone for the offense, for the entire team. And when you're the quarterback at a program like the University of Miami, your voice needs to echo, and your troops need to fall in line, frankly. Yep. But the only way you can make that happen is if those other guys on the team are willing to listen. Ed Reed said it today. Was it Ed Reed? Yes, it was Ed Reed. Ed Reed said it because I saw all the pressers today, so sometimes I get confused on who said what. But Ed Reed says the ability to be coachable. These kids need to be coachable, and they need to want to be coachable. So
one of the things he talked about is life after football. He's been coachable,
right,
with financial advisors,
and he's still coachable,
that are showing him the way,
and even the staff.
He says he's coachable every single day.
Right,
that teaches these kids how he's still growing. We had some wonderful comments, and I do want to go down with them here one by one. I'll just do it really quick because there were some really good comments. Anthony Burke says, all I know is the last time Ed Reed was around this program for a significant amount of time, we blew out Notre Dame. Remember, Ed, that was Ed Reed's week when he was with the team, and we blew out Notre Dame. Eddie Kane says, we signed 2 cornerbacks. Both aren't from South Florida. Eddie, but this was a down year for cornerbacks in South Florida, man. It was a down year. There really wasn't a lot available, as there usually is. Cynthia Wilcox is equal, excellent by both. Ed Reed, Alonzo Heiss was professional at his best. Love you all. Appreciate it, King 68. Anthony said Big Dog Ed Reed has 2 Super Bowl rings, not one. No, Anthony, Ed Reed only has one.
He only has one.
The 2000 team, remember, he was still at Miami.
Yeah.
He didn't go to the NFL until after the 2001 season. So he wasn't with the Ravens in 2000 when they won their first championship, but he was with the Ravens obviously when they beat San Francisco.
Hey, we got a $5 donation from Betu Perry. So just because you guys do what you do, go Canes. Thank you so much, Betu Perry. We really appreciate that. We love doing it, and we love spending our Wednesday nights here with you guys. So,
and you guys, man, you guys are a blessing to us, and you always support us. Thank you, Betu Perry, so much. Curveball brought up a great point. He said, "Don't tell a nurse to knock him dead." That's true. I didn't realize it because I told them to knock him dead. You're right, Curveball. Should have picked a better phrase than that.
Yeah.
Dem Canes, really, this is one of the comments I really wanted to see. Dem Canes 01 said Lockett is a huge Lockett hire is huge for recruiting. People forget his ties to Dade football, being the coach at Central when Cook and Yearby were there. 100%.
Hey, but Northwestern as well.
Yeah.
Northwestern as well. So
he has deep ties. Listen,
he was the OC at Northwestern.
Yep.
So he has a lot of ties down here in Dade County, and he's gonna help us out with recruiting. It's gonna be big. And guys, we're essentially hiring assistants that are basically have had other positions in Power 5 schools that have been hired at what they're doing here in Miami. So that goes to show you, some people will look at that and look at it as a negative. Oh, that's why they got to downgrade because they're not that good. Yeah, I'm not trying to hear that. My point is that Rhett Lashley alluded to it today, is that everybody knows, man, what the University of Miami means to college football. Okay, being a coach at the University of Miami, it rings different, especially if you have success at the University of Miami. So I just like the fact that these assistants that we're getting that are going to help out with the offense, they have Power 5 experience, and they have experience on what Rhett Lashley is going to bring to the table when it comes to the spread. So I think that's beneficial, in many ways, more than one. But yeah, like you said, man, that Locke is gonna really help us out with recruiting.
Absolutely, and now Eric Hickson has deep ties in Dade football, in Broward and Palm Beach. Stephen Field,
Hickson cannot go anywhere, man. Dude, keeping Don Chaney in this class and going out there and getting that. Rooster.
Yep, let's do it. I'm horrible with these names. It's AKNWAKNW1. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name. He said Ed Reed's role is very limited. He can only do so much. I got you, and you're right. And you're right. I do think though his role, he's going to do things that have nothing to do with his role. If you understand what I'm saying, it's the benefits that we're going to get from him doing things other than being chief of staff, because of he's going to be able to talk to those players. He's going to be able to view practices. One of the things he talked about in his interview with the radio station down there.
Oh my God!
That one of the things that he said was, "Go ahead, go ahead, dude. You have to go."
No. Come on, bring him.
You bring the baby. You bring Livy. One of the things that oh yes, baby, look at that. My Kane, boy. My Kane. What's up, Zeke?
I'm sorry. I hit you in the head.
Oh, that's all right, big guy.
Lewis, you see can you read that?
No,
you can't read it. It says newest Hurricanes fan. Ain't that right? Yeah, you know it. There
you go, Zeke. We're gonna get him throwing up the U.
You can't throw the U. Look at the camera.
Hi there, Zeke.
I love it. Oh my God. How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do the switcheroo? Can we do the switcheroo? You got him? All right,
I see my grandkids, man. I forget what I was talking about.
Oh no, baby girl, don't cry. Oh no, baby girl, don't cry. We got baby girl with the YouTube.
What do you say? Hi, Livy.
Say hi, Livy. Say hi, baby
Mwah.
girl. Oh, she's
Niña linda.
Don't eat your shirt. Don't eat your shirt. Don't eat
She's
your
hungry.
shirt. I know she's hungry. She's hungry.
I'm telling you, we gotta start giving her some lechon.
My team is awesome. Go Canes.
There you go. I love it. I love it. Got a couple of donations here to talk about. Endo Gaines. Thank you so much,
Beautiful.
partner. He says his most underrated signee is Brian Balone.
You can't say Gold Nose holding our babies in Miami gear.
Yeah, I do like Balone. He's one of these guys that was a late bloomer. A lot of people weren't on him early, but the level that he improved from his junior to senior year was huge. So I do like Balone quite a bit. I do think that's a guy that's going to is definitely going to surpass expectations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
I saw some donos here. That Brian Balone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Endo.
Thank you, Endo, man. Appreciate
you. As always,
brother.
supporting us, partner. Thank you. Oh my God. You know what? I see my grandkids. I forgot what I was talking about. That's all right.
I forgot what we were talking about too. Once I saw her open the door and she had both of them in Miami gear, I was like, oh man. That's so it. Awesome. You done did it to me.
That is so awesome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man. We are blessed, man.
Okay,
so he says HJSK says, give her a damn croqueta.
I know man.
I think that's what she's ready, man. She wants that.
They're just about ready.
Un sándwich cubano de croqueta preparada with like the Cuban sandwich with the croquettes. Oh my God, yes. Anyways. Oh man, thank you so much, Bay Perry.
HJS says he's having a baby girl in 3 weeks.
Oh, God bless, man. Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations, man. That's awesome. Baby girl, hey, girls are the best. I said it because obviously I always wanted a boy. And with a girl, I was like, when we first found out we had twins, I was like, oh man, like I kind of wanted 2 boys, but then I was like, and I don't know, girls, I was just like, I mean, yeah, I guess I would like to have a girl. Let me tell you something, man. I don't love any of my kids more than the other.
Right.
But that baby girl, okay, looks into my soul, man. She does something to me. I'm just like, how could I have ever thought that I could possibly live without having a baby girl? Hey, that whole hashtag girl dad, like obviously I get it now.
One thing you'll know is with girls, you can do no wrong. Daddy can't do no wrong, man.
Oh my goodness, she listens to my soul, man. Whew. Wow.
Anthony was saying that he thinks Livy looks more like your wife than you. You know, I
don't know.
I see both of them. Yeah, I see a little both of them. Man. But you're right. You know, Anthony, the thing is, when Junior was young, people thought like he didn't look like me, and look how much he looks like me. Oh man, we got a couple more donations.
McLovin, the Canes might be pregnant too. Oh man!
Oh wow! We'll be praying. We'll be
rubbing
praying,
off.
McLovin.
It's rubbing off on everybody.
More Canes coming on the way. Man, the first one. How would you pronounce that? I'm sorry. I'm going to butcher it, so I'm going to let Junior butcher it first.
One player.
Okay,
that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Whacking one.
Whacking one. All right, like it. He says all phases of our defense need to be attacking. That's one of the things I hope Blake Baker learned his lesson last year, or Manny takes more of the reins on that defense. Since he has Brett Lashley coach offense, and Manny gets involved, we need to be attacking more than we were last year. We went from setting a record for tackles for losses in 2018 to not being anywhere near that number in 2019. Yeah. And that's with having Gregory Rousseau on there, who's a machine, who's a monster. So you're absolutely right. And Rod G, here's to the start of the college fund, man. Thank you so much, man.
Start of their college fund. Thank you so much.
All you guys, man. All you guys are just amazing. Got another big dono, Kane 68.
Another don't know.
Thank you so much, man.
K68, just because it's all about the youth. And before I go, is there a way to subscribe to you guys? Also, beautiful children, been in that King's Army. A little more to add to that college fund too.
Oh man, thank you so much, partner.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
tell them how to subscribe.
Yeah, so like if you're watching the video obviously on YouTube, just look under the video and you should see a subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, and then once you hit the subscribe button, you'll see a notifications bell right next to it. You want to hit that twice, so then you get notified anytime we upload a video to YouTube. And that goes to everybody else in here that's not subscribed yet. Subscribe to our channel, baby.
I want to say that too, is make sure when you hit the notifications bell, you're going to have a little pop-up window that will say all, or I don't know what the other option is.
Yeah,
but it's make sure you hit the all, so that way every time that we have a video, you get notified that it's uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Join the family, Kane68. We really do appreciate it. And anybody else that hasn't already joined, please, go ahead and join the family.
Right. Please subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and press all. And also, please hit the like button. Brian Jones, another donation, and he said, "Thank you so much, Brian."
Thank you, Brian.
Man, you guys are amazing, man. You guys blow me away.
You guys are blowing us up today. Thank you so much, man.
You guys, the support that we get from y'all is, it's a blessing.
I'm glad you brought that up, Brian, because I actually about some of the things that Ed Reed said.
Go ahead.
He says Ed Reed said it all today. If you don't want to compete, don't come here. If you don't want to work, don't come here. Bringing that championship attitude back to this You Go Canes, 100%. And then he even said about the transfer portal. He said the transfer portal has its good and it has its bad. It has its good because listen, if you don't want to be here, you don't want to work, you don't want to do what it takes, you don't want to live up to the standards, then take your behind to the transfer portal then, man. You're not a hurricane. So
if you guys haven't had a chance to see it, I know he talked today for quite a while. There's a great interview where he was really relaxed and just let it go.
Thank you, Roger.
That was on 1010. It's on SoundCloud. I would advise you guys to see it. The things that Ed Reed there were just spitting truth. That's all he was doing the whole time. And he was like relaxed. So he wasn't it wasn't a prepared press conference. He was just talking with some guys. And I'm telling you, I heard that like 3 different times. And each time I heard it, I got chills, man, because it's like that's exactly the guy that we need. And that's exactly what Junior was saying is what he said. Mm-hmm. If you're not about that work, hit the transfer portal.
Bounce.
Be gone. And he says it. He says people love the perks, but they don't love the work. Mm-hmm. And what we need is a team full of people that like the work, that put in the work, that the perks will come. Those always come. Mm-hmm. Anytime you're successful, one of the things that Ed Reed said is true. Think about this. Think about this yourselves. Okay, you guys see former UM players all around. Guys that obviously we have almost 40 in the NFL. So
thank you, Electric King. Appreciate that.
When you see those guys, we hold them in certain regard. But how are those guys when they're in South Florida that won championships in Miami? They're legends, man. Wherever they go, they're loved. They own the city. Mm-hmm. Ray Lewis can go anywhere in South Florida, and you'll have guys just going, hey, that's right. I mean, going crazy. Mm-hmm. He played 20 years. I mean, and obviously he didn't win a championship with us because he was there part of that probation time. But you look at guys like Ed Reed. You look at guys that won championships with Michael Irvin, Bernie Kosar. These are guys that become legends in Miami and end up owning the town. One of the things Michael Irvin talked about in that reunion show is that when he was at Miami, they go to a hot club and the Dolphins players would be in line, but the UM players would be taken into the VIP room. And Michael Irvin joked around that he grabbed the Dolphin players. Come on in with me. Think about that. If you make it at the U and you're successful, man, South Florida is your town. You own it. Because no matter what anybody says, yes, there's a lot of Dolphin fans. There's a lot of Heat fans. There's even some Marlins fans. There's Panthers fans. Miami Hurricanes own the city of Miami.
Yeah.
They own the city of Miami in a way that no other team does. So when you hear people say all the time, "Oh, you guys are not even alumni." Listen, that core group of people that we have that are Canes family, there is nobody that lives and dies with their teams more than the Miami does.
Yeah. All right, big dog. Let's start getting to the break
Yes.
to breaking down this recruiting class in terms of position groups. So the Eric King, obviously.
Awesome.
Yeah, Tyler Van Dyke.
Hippolyte. Alexander, you're right, man. On recruiting,
we didn't cover Hippolyte.
We didn't talk about Hippolyte. You're 100% correct. That's another huge hire. He runs North Dayton and his roots in Carroll City. No doubt, man. Hippolyte is huge, man.
Kane 68, thank you once again, not just for the donos, but for joining us, and good luck on your study sessions. I know you gotta get back to your grind, and hard work pays off. Work hard. How is it? Work hard. I forgot the freaking saying,
Work
man.
hard, play hard.
Yeah. Work hard, play hard. Work hard, play hard. 100%. I'll tell you what, man. Like I don't have the same attention span as it doesn't last as long as it used to with the lack of sleep. So sometimes I get, it's crazy. Sometimes I'm just like, I'll be on a roll, like, on my P's and Q's, and then I'll just get to a point where I'm just like, I don't even know what 2 + 2 is. Like I just space out, man, because I'm like sleep deprivation and just it's crazy. But I'm getting so much better. I don't know if you guys could tell from our first live chat back a couple weeks ago, how I looked then to how I look last week to how I look now. So I'm getting better, and I'm getting used to it. I'm acclimating to the new lifestyle. So
you do. Your body. That's the thing. It adjusts. To waking up a couple of times in the night. And all right. So QBs. Here was my long point.
What's good, Wholesome?
What do you say,
Wholesome in the create?
That what we talked about. So excited for the show. Happy. Oh, thank you, Wholesome. The thing is, again, think about where we came from that 6 and 7 season. And in our QB room, we added De'Aaron King and Tyler Van Dyke. Home run. Okay? Mm-hmm. Let's go to the running back position. Nobody in the country did better than Don Chaney and Jalen Knighton. Okay, you're looking at 2 of the top 10 running backs in the country, both coming to Miami. Okay, Don Chaney
and one of them being a FSU,
a former FSU commit in Rooster. Right. If you guys hear me say Rooster, for you guys don't know, that's Jalen Knighton's nickname is Rooster. So if you hear me say Rooster, that's who I'm talking about. But you're looking at 2 top tier running backs. Okay, now Raymond Reddington wanted to talk about the injuries. Don Chaney will be out for the spring, has shoulder surgery, but they expect him to be a full participant when they meet up in summer. So they expect him to be 100%. Okay? Again, ridiculously good running back class. Even if we had gone 13-0, that would be a hell of a running back class. We went 6 and 7 and still pulled Don Chaney, who stayed committed for us all throughout, and then pulled Jalen Knighton, who had decommitted from FSU. Mm-hmm. Monster. Okay? Let's go wide receivers. Right? Michael Redding, who people keep forgetting how athletic he is. Redding is also injured, has a wrist. I don't know if he's out for the entire spring. Manny mentioned him and said about his wrist injury, but I don't think he made clear if he's out for all the spring. But every player that he talked about, he expects will be a full participant come summer, mm-hmm. which is great to hear. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the injury, of course, to Redding is a wrist, not a big deal. That's a dude that people forget. 195 pounds, shredded, full college body, good speed, good route runner, tremendous work ethic. That's going to be a big plus. Keyshawn Smith, adding a legit 4-star with speed. Okay, this late in the ball game is tremendous. Javier Restrepo,
Not just speed with Smith, but hands.
hands too.
His
Yeah,
hands are elite. He has elite hands.
yes,
my
he
friend.
does. And listen, he's not very tall. He's only 6'1", and he high points the ball.
Yeah.
He high points these balls, and 50-50 balls, he comes down with them, man.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you look at now Restrepo, hardest worker you're going to have, a guy who's a stud in the classroom, on the field, everywhere he is. That's a guy that Junior knows. I expect the recruiting credit for Javier Restrepo because I was talking about him for what, a year?
And to me, back to a Gallo Negro's question from earlier about the most underrated player in this class, Restrepo's up there for me as probably being one of the most underrated players in this class.
Absolutely.
I don't know if he's the most underrated because man, we have some players that are not really that
under the radar a little bit.
Under the radar a little bit. We have quite a few of them that I think could turn into something. But Restrepo is definitely one of those guys, man.
A monster.
And Dreadlock, yes, we will be doing a depth chart for spring ball, which is kind of like nostalgic because me and the big dog actually started this channel right around spring ball last year.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're gonna be able to do that, I think we've gotten a little bit better since last year spring. What do you think, big dog? So we'll definitely be doing that.
Yes, absolutely, guys. And guys, Junior had, obviously, besides the twins, he's had issues with his computer. So we haven't had a chance to do all those other videos. When are you getting it back? Junior, when are you getting the computer back?
I don't know, man.
Don't know yet? Would they give you a time frame at all?
No, because it's technically it's a friend that a family member,
right.
Yeah, so doing a solid. So I'm not gonna put pressure on somebody that's doing a solid for me. I'm not gonna put pressure.
Could you put Zoom on the computer for us to do our recruiting videos?
Oh, I could for sure, absolutely. But the problem is I don't have whatchamacallit, the software.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that's fine. But don't worry.
We'll find a way around it, and we're going to release videos, recruiting videos, video breakdowns on every recruit that we haven't covered or every commit that we haven't covered already. We're going to do that here shortly and release them, and you guys will be notified. But we're going to do a bunch of videos covering some of the stuff that won't be live chats.
100%.
D. Emmanuel with a donation. Thank you so much, D. He says, do you think we should move Amari Carter to striker position since we are loaded at safety position, especially with Williams on board? I think that's a great idea. D, I do. I think it's a great idea. I think Amari, that's where Amari feels comfortable, man. Amari, when he has coverage responsibilities, he struggles at times. His strength is playing closer to the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. And I would like to see Amari playing striker sub. Gilbert Frierson, I know people remember that he got burned here and there, but listen, when he got burned, they were great throws. He was right with the dude.
He was.
Guys are going to get beat. And one of them, the one he got beat against Florida, wasn't his fault. He was supposed to play under leverage because he had safety help over the top.
Right.
And so, but I like Gilbert Frierson quite a bit. And I think Gilbert, if you add Amari Carter to him at striker, I think that's an upgrade at least from the Romeo Finley that we had last year. Because Romeo had a great season in 2018, not as much in 2019. So, I would like to see Amari at striker. J Love T says he's hearing Malone will be the third striker. I could see Malone playing striker, J Love T, but I'd rather see him as a safety. I think he's better as a true safety. More of a strong safety type.
Whoa. Breaking news. I know what was going on today. I was hearing the rumors about it since last night. Iggy, he got Iggy.
That's awesome.
Somebody confirm for me, man.
That's awesome. Well, HJS said it, so I mean that's a good source.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, HJS. That's awesome. I think Iguodala, he's man. That's exactly the type of veteran you want. You know, and I know he's nowhere near the player he used to be. I get it, but I still think that's a big addition. I think that's a big addition. McLovin's telling everybody hit the like button. Thank you so much. Let's do the okay. So we got the you didn't finish on the receivers. We talked about Keyshawn Smith. We talked about Michael Redding. We talked about Javier Restrepo. Guys, Restrepo in the slot cannot be covered. Cannot be covered. I saw Restrepo in camps embarrassed.
What? 2 years? No, hold up, Mr. HD.
Oh, by the way, I forgot. I just remembered I didn't answer the question about Michigan State. I want to do a complete. We're going to do the video breakdowns before each game. I feel good about the Michigan State game. I like the way that we have games before in order to prep and be ready. I feel good. I feel good going into East Lansing and being able to beat Michigan State. That was Mark. Was that your question earlier, Mark? Because somebody asked me about Michigan State earlier. It might have been you. I do think Miami beats Michigan State. I do. Michigan State, traditionally always strong defensively, struggle a little bit offensively at times. The way the schedule sets up, I like our chances there. I do. So Sigmund will say we might get Tariq, the wide receiver from Michigan, who's Tariq Black. I'd love to have him. I'd love to have him. Thank you, Mark. I'm sorry I didn't answer the question earlier, man. I forgot all about it, but I do feel good. The way I didn't like the idea of playing Michigan State early in the season if we don't have games before, but the fact that we do have a couple of layups before, I think bodes well for us doing well at Michigan State. So finishing up with the receivers, and then you have Daz Worship, and we got Daz away from Alabama, and yes, I know. You guys know I was lukewarm about the Daz signing because of the lack of speed. He plays a lot faster. He did have a hip issue, which might have affected his time. He plays faster than 4.8. But the tape, when I watch his tape, I don't see anything better than 4.6. But he's a tremendous route runner, very hard worker, solid, mature guy. College-ready body. Overall, I think he's a plus. Daz, I just said because we have so much speed in South Florida, for us to get a player to go up to Alabama, yes, we pulled him away from Nick Saban, but we got a guy who doesn't have Miami type of speed. Mm-hmm. But I do think he's a plus in that he will be a hardworking guy that will also lead by example. And we need that in our wide receiver room.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Tight end, Dominic Mammarelli. Love that Mammarelli.
Oh,
you want my most underrated recruit? It's Dominic Mammarelli. And I'll tell you why. He stepped on campus. From the moment he stepped on campus, he's our best blocking tight end. Mm-hmm. Okay. When you watch his tape, the dude blocks like an offensive lineman. Okay. And he has athletic ability. He has hands. Again, plus character guy. Is that yours too, Wholesome? Yeah, Mammarelli. Guys, watch his tape. You'll fall in love with him. I'm telling you. You will fall in love with him. Oh, you Gold Warrior says Michigan State's going through a lawsuit also. That's huge, guys. I don't know if you guys heard what happened at Michigan State, but it's ugly, man. It's ugly. Sexual abuse of athletes. It's, man, I don't want to get into that, but you're 100% right, man. They have a really ugly scandal. They already had the scandal, and it's already out there, but that's something that you don't know the effect that it has.
Martin's joining us. He says, good morning, gentlemen. I was at the Miami, Michigan State 31 years ago.
I remember that one, Martin. I remember that one very, very well.
I wasn't born yet.
That's right. You weren't born yet. Yeah, that was late 80s. That was Yeah. Well, was it 1980? Was it 88 or 89, Martin? I don't remember if it was 88 or 89. But yeah, I remember going up there, and if I'm not mistaken, that was the first game of the year.
Yeah.
That was the first game of the year.
I don't know about giving Iggy 15 mil. This threw me for a loop. This whole anytime some news breaks about the Heat, because guys, I'm a diehard Heat fan as well. We're giving Iggy 15 mil.
Dude, nowadays the NBA with that new with the
15 mil
with the new
though, big
salary cap,
dog. 15 mil.
dude, they're throwing around money like it would, like they have to. The way the salary cap is with the NBA, as much as it's gone up, man, that's the going rate for a veteran like that.
How old is Iggy, man?
Dreadlock, he said, "Tell us more." I don't know. Let me know what it was that you're talking about in terms of tell us more. But
Iggy's 36.
ooh, Bradley Eubanks has a really good question. He said, "Last spot, Tyreek Black or O line?"
Oh,
That's a good question. I'd rather have it an O line, Bradley. But obviously we have to get the right guy. A guy like Tariq Black, though, man, it's hard to pass up. Listen, I think we can go over the 25, Bradley. So because we do have so many, we have 13 early enrollees, and we didn't have a full class. So I think we could put some of those early enrollees to our previous recruiting class, and I think we could go over. But if I have to pick one, Bradley, I'd go O-line. Dan Enos was a QB of Michigan State, was right behind the Michigan State bench. Oh, were you, Martin? Well, did you say it was 89? Yeah, it was 89. And we went there and beat them pretty handily, if I remember. I think the final Martin, remind me the final score was like 31 to 3 or something like that. Because I remember we beat them pretty handily. I believe it was 31 to 3. Yeah, but anyways.
You remember off the top of your head the score of that game? That's crazy.
Yeah, I believe it was 31 to 3.
That's crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and move on.
All right, so let's move on. Mammarelli, like I said, that's my most underrated recruit, man. A tremendous young man, great blocking ability, underrated athlete, a very, very good athlete. That's a tight end that can be on the field.
That's a good question.
At all downs, and I'll tell you right now, really, really, really good get in Mammarelli. I'll put it this way. I like Mammarelli so much that if we would have gotten the dude that was out there, obviously a 6'8" monster that we were obviously recruiting hard in Washington, I still would think long term Mammarelli was a better bet at tight end than him, because ultimately I think that dude's going to turn into an offensive tackle. So, but anyways, I'm really, really happy with Mammarelli. Offensive line, Jalen Rivers, I love his tape. I think he's underrated. I think that's a guy who's going to push for playing time really early in his career. 6'6", 330. I'd like to see him, especially us running a spread. I'd like to see him at 310. So he doesn't have much bad weight, though. If you look at him, he doesn't look like he weighs 330, but he does. But running the spread, I think he needs to get down to about 310. And I know David Philly is going to do the work. Chris Washington, I think, has a really big ceiling, a really high ceiling.
Yeah, I think he's a project, though.
He's a project.
Yeah,
he's a project. I also wanted me to talk about the wide receiver coach a little. Listen, that was a big get. That was a big get, Austin. Again, a guy who has ties to South Florida, a guy who has a lot of friendships built up. If you want, Manny said it multiple times, you win Florida, especially South Florida recruiting, you win national championships. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't that big? Martin, for some reason I remember. Oh, we can look it up. We can look it up, but yeah, it was close. Or maybe I'm confusing it with the Wisconsin game. Wisconsin, we beat like 51 to 3. Wasn't it nice to beat Wisconsin 51 to 3?
Yeah.
Or was it Arkansas? Arkansas, we also went in there and like slaughtered them at home. Yeah, our team used to love road games, man. They would get there. Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Dante says, before we end the chat, will we give our perspective of having 3 OCs on the offensive staff? Really 6 OC minds, not to mention the 2 rep brought from SMU. Good point, Dante. I think that's good, man. That's going to pay a lot of dividends. That's going to pay a lot of dividends. Not only Dante.
It just feels like to me the group on the offensive line, the coaches that are going to be coaching the offensive side of the football is going to be a more cohesive unit, and they're all going to be on the same page. I think that's going to be the biggest benefit to this team and this offense moving forward, is that you don't really. I mean, you had Enos, and then you had Stubblefield, and so I don't know. Like, it was just you just feel now, like, for example, Enos and everybody else, everybody had their job, and I don't know, Enos. It just felt like Enos was the he just wanted to be like the head honcho, and he like anything that he says goes. Very stubborn. I don't know. I just that vibe that we ended up learning from Enos, and it just feels now with Lashley and the other hires that everybody has experience in the spread.
That's what I was going to say.
Which is the biggest thing,
right? Dante, not only do you have all these OCs, all those OCs have experience playing spread up tempo offense.
Yeah,
which is huge.
Right.
Which is huge.
Right. So and I just think the fact that I think it's just going to be a lot more hands-on, and I just feel like the players are going to be able to be brought up to speed a lot quicker, just because you have all of these offensive minds on the staff that all share the same philosophy when it comes to running an offense.
Yep.
So I think, go ahead.
No, that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge.
For sure, 100%.
Dem Canes was saying it was 31-3 was Penn State in 01. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I do think Arkansas was 51-3. We used to do that pretty regularly, go in there and just quiet the entire crowd. Okay. So we talked about
exactly. You Gold Wire. It was just it was different. Just wanted to hear you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You go Wire. Yeah. Listen, I don't think I've ever had I can't say that, Mark D'Onofrio. I'm trying to think of another assistant that I really disliked, and that was Mark D'Onofrio. I really disliked him too. I mean, decent enough guy, but oh my God. Mark Dudley with a donation said Miami put up 41 and Georgia had 20 on Notre Dame in 2017. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And thank you so much, Mark, again for the donation. All right, so we talked about Chris Washington. The thing with Chris Washington is huge ceiling.
What's going on, Stunner Boy?
He looks exactly like what you want your offensive tackle to look like. 6'7", long arms, very athletic, but raw. So Jalen Rivers will challenge for playing time early. Chris Washington will start paying dividends 2021 and beyond, because he needs at least a year before he can really start contributing. So that's the thing on the offensive line. Guys, I want to see another one. We need an offensive lineman from the portal. And Manny said today, it's not just getting an offensive lineman. You got to get the right one. I get that. But we need to add depth. We need to add competition. We need another person that can contribute right away if we need him. Because right now, guys, we're thin. Yes, we get all our starters back, but we also get all. But the bad part is we also get all our starters back, because that was the group that gave up 51 sacks. So I would like to see another offensive lineman. But now that we're done with the offense, quarterback, huge gets. Running back, huge class. Wide receiver, great class. Offensive lineman, talented, but not very deep. 6 and 7 season, guys. And we recruited like that. Big props to David Cooney. People don't talk about David Cooney enough. That's the dude that's spearheading a lot of these recruiting efforts, keeping guys together, keeping guys from not decommitting. So props to David Cooney too. OG Kane with a donation. Thank you so much,
$10
OG.
donation from OG Kane. Thank you so much, brother. He said just because y'all still on live and finally off work, let's go. That's a double
Let's
whammy
go.
right there. You get to catch the rest of the show and you off for work, baby. Let's
There
go.
you go. Thank you so much, OG,
Thank you.
for the
Appreciate that,
support,
brother.
partner. Martin had said, Martin, by the way, for you guys that know, Martin Dubé is joining us from Botswana. And as always, thank you so much. He says, Big, like I said, last year, our offensive line will be the same as last year. We will open with 3-year starters. Yeah, I mean, I do expect, obviously, improvement. One of the things that Manny said today, which we have been saying all of last year, by the way, to Dan Enos, is when you run a true spread up tempo, you take pressure off the offensive line because it wears out that front seven of the defense. So that's one of the things that I do think will help our offensive line is the scheme plus another year of accuracy. But like Martin was saying, he was dating a girl when he went to the Michigan State game. He was dating a girl from Notre Dame. Martin, I hope she was pretty. I hope she was beautiful, man. Dating somebody from the Fighting Irish in the late 80s, man, you had to think about it twice. She had to be a knockout.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We were saying Uncle Joe say Miami Heat gearing up for running the NBA Finals. Man, I'll tell you what, I love the way that team plays basketball.
Yeah, I don't know though, man. Like, don't get me wrong, but there's one particular player and team in the Eastern Conference that I just don't see anybody getting past them this year, and that's Giannis and
the Bucks.
And the Bucks, man. I know we beat them at home already one time this year, but I just
in a series beating him 4 times is not going to be easy.
Like we'll see because the way that the team is constructed right now, I see us taking a game or two in a 7-game series against them, but beating them, But we'll see, man. If we add like a Drew Holiday and Gallinari, I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Now that I got this Iggy news, I don't think that's going to be the only move. Frankly, I think Riley has something else up his sleeve. Probably moving Dion, maybe moving JJ. Winslow could be an option. I mean, we'll see. As long as you don't get rid of Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, or Bam Adebayo, obviously Jimmy Butler, and Duncan Robinson. I don't want Duncan Robinson to go anywhere either.
I think especially those young guys are untouchable.
Yeah, for sure.
Pat Riley is a monster in the front office, and I'll tell you what: can people finally give Eric Spoelstra the credit he deserves?
I think he got it now.
That's one of the best coaches in basketball, bar none.
Yeah.
Bar none. All right, so
I don't mind it, Austin Keynes, the Iguodala move. There has to be something else to this.
Austin, I think the Iguodala move has to do more with off the court.
What do you mean off the court?
That's a dude that brings leadership, man.
Yeah, we don't have that problem anymore, Big Dog. We got Jimmy.
We don't have head cases, but let's remember.
Yeah, Derrick Jones Jr. True.
Jimmy Butler leads in a different way than Iguodala.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what we got.
Jimmy, as much as I like Jimmy,
you could never have too many wings, and I think that's what they're doing, especially especially when it comes to defense. So we'll see.
That's the one thing he gives you that he always gives you is tremendous D.
Yeah,
Iggy can still play defense. He's not the offensive force he used to be from the wing, but he can play D, and he plays tremendous D.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the defense.
All right. Let's go. Homer says that he loves Avante's work. Absolutely. And I love the way he plays. Defense. Let's go defensive line. Okay. We don't know yet what's going on with Willie Moyes. I think he might be getting processed out. He hasn't signed. I don't know. I'm feeling Moyes doesn't end up being a Hurricane.
No, he's not.
So
I think, frankly,
and I like Moyes.
They even said they had one more spot, and they asked Manny about that one.
And he was talking about offensive line. Yeah.
No, they asked him about whether it's going to be offensive line, but he said that it depends. Like they're not just going to get a player to get a player.
Right.
It doesn't sound like Moyes is going to be part of this class, frankly, in my opinion. So I think we do end up getting probably another transfer. We'll see. We'll see.
Brett said he doesn't have the grades. I had heard the same thing, Brett.
Yeah,
but
no,
then
it's grades, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard the same thing, Brett. But then I heard somebody say that he actually read an article that he said that he actually his grades were there. There was two classes, I think, that he was taking online that could change the whole. We'll see what happens. But you're right. I think it's a grades issue. And Martin says, why can't Moyes just do an academic redshirt? Listen, we had Avery Huff and Cam Williams this past season. Both took academic redshirts. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what ends up happening. Is he still an option? He's still out there. But let's see. Let's see what ends up happening with him. Like Junior said, though, from what I got from Manny in the press conference, I think it's a done deal that Moyes won't be a Hurricane.
All right, big dog, come on.
All right, we got to go.
Let's push through this.
Defensive line. We got Elijah Roberts. Okay, which we got to talk about first, and shout out always to George and Shonda. Really like him on the inside. I know they want him to play both. The thing with Elijah, I think he could make an absolute All-American 3-technique defensive tackle. He has tremendous quickness. Doesn't have the type of speed that Miami usually has on the defensive end, but I think he's weighing 270. I think what did his mom say?
That's the last thing. Yeah.
He was up to like 270. I'd like to see Elijah 285, 290. And I'm telling you,
he'll get there for sure.
Yeah, he'll get there with David Feely. 3-technique tackle. He could be an absolute monster. And remember, we have some monsters. We have my New York connection from last season, who I expect to start contributing this year. And Jason Blissett and Jared Harrison Hunt. We also have our Georgia guy, Jalar Holly. But Hunt and Jason Blissett, those two guys are special. Like the same way Elijah Roberts is special. In that a quickness that offensive linemen are not going to be able to deal with. And guys, that's something you guys remember when our defense has been at its best. We have athletic D tackles that get into the backfield and disrupt the offense. So I like Elijah Roberts quite a bit. Love Chance Williams as defensive end. For those of you that don't know this, Chance Williams was timed at 4.5 and change. That's a defensive end. Oh, HJS said Justin Winslow is gone. They got rid of Winslow.
That makes no sense to me, man. That makes no sense to me, man.
We're giving up a lot of years.
Sense to me, man. No.
Sigmund says, yeah, Justin was a package deal with the Grizzlies.
Yo. That makes no sense to me, bro.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me either. That doesn't make any sense. Listen, and Pat, we trust, man. And Pat, we trust. We don't know.
This cannot be the only move, man. Pat needs that. There has to be something else up his sleeve or something. And we had Winslow on an awesome contract, man. There's no way. This is stupid.
Eric Billy brings up a point. Why would we get rid of Winslow? He's 23.
Hell no, man.
Yeah, I'm not. Oof. Yeah, now I don't feel that well about getting Iguodala, man. Yeah, that's oof.
What?
Not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of that move. Listen, man, I have to hand it to Pat Riley for you guys to know. And I know we'll get back to the football guys. I know you guys want to talk football. The Junior remembers this right before 2000, and when we went out and got all those veterans that we're talking about, that we went out and got Antoine Walker and Gary Payton and Jason Williams and all these things. I told Junior, I said, man, I don't like these moves that Pat Riley's making. And I said, there's only one basketball. These guys like Antoine Walker, you know how when you have a favorite team, there's always one guy that drives you crazy. And that was Antoine Walker for me. When he would heave up those shots, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And listen, Pat Riley made them gel, and we won a championship out of it. So
Dante, I want Harold to be a corner.
Yes,
Out of Harold Washington, Malone, and Williams. Who do you
Thank
think will
you.
get moved to another position? I want Harold to be a corner.
Thank you, Junior, because I think you and I are the only ones in the world that want Jalen Harrell to play corner.
But I said it ever since he decommitted, man. I said
We have this thing about moving guys from cornerback to other positions.
and that's another thing, man. You got to give credit to Banda. Banda went to go visit him, and he decommitted right after that visit.
Yeah, he did.
With Banda. So
listen, I think Jalen Harrell's going to be a safety. I like him at corner. I do. And he's tall. He's that big. He has cornerback hips, man. Watch the tape. If you guys watch the tape of Jalen Harrell, you'll see he can play corner. But whatever. So they're going to make him a safety, and I think he's on board. He wants to play safety too. So yeah, Austin Cades, Antoine Walker Shibby. Yeah, he used to drive me crazy. I would, because he would take these ill-advised shots. He hit him sometimes, but he always shot a poor percentage because he would take these shots, man. And I'm like, oh God. And Antoine couldn't play D at all. He was a liability on the other end. So, but Pat Riley made it happen. So, anyways, let's get back to the D line because we have to get off because Zoe's going to do his. Guys, when we're done, make sure you check out Zoe's live chat. It's Alonzo1219. I think most of you are already are subscribers of his. But if you aren't, make sure to watch his content. He's coming out at 9:30.
Oof.
Saeed said Harrell or Dunson, who's better?
Oof.
Okay. I'll give you this, Saeed. I'll give you this. Dunson's a better corner. Okay, Dunson's a better corner.
Harold has the hips to do it, man.
Yeah, I know he does. But I like Dunson too, man. I like Dunson a lot at corner. Yeah. Oof. Okay, Saeed, if you put a gun to my head, if you ask me which player I take Harold. If you ask me which cornerback I take Dunson.
I just pulled a Shakira. Nah.
Thomas Dunson isn't fast. I'll give you that. But I think he's fast enough, and he's that big, tall corner that I think Mike Rumpf loves. You have to remember, Rumpf wasn't a speedster either. But
yeah, I'm going with Harold. But Harold's not going to be a corner. So
yeah, they're going to make him a safety. So
there goes that.
Branch or Harold?
Huh?
He says Branch or Harold. Well, obviously, we're not going to get Darren Branch. He committed
anyway.
He committed already. I like Branch too, man.
I like Branch too. I'm going Harold.
Yeah, I'll go Harold.
I'm going Harold.
What do you say, Taz?
All right, man. Come on.
Bradley, he's faster to 4.9. On tape, Dunson's much faster to 4.9.
Yeah.
So, but he's not a speedster, but he's also 6'2".
What he gives us, and that's that exactly. Thank you, big dog.
He gives us that length.
That's it, yeah.
He's a legit 6'2". So,
all right. I'm not one that was feeling that halftime show. Okay. No, it's in Miami. There's no Pitbull. There's no.
Yeah, they should have a more of a Miami.
Ross.
Trick Daddy. Yeah. If you're going to bring other guys on,
Luke,
you got to bring a Miami guy.
Come on, man.
And you're at the Miami Super Bowl, and they didn't do that. So,
I mean, it was all right, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, have a good night. Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you so much.
All right.
Oh, well, hey, Martin, I'll make sure to include your mom in my prayers, man. She's having a back operation. Oh my God. And the poor
thing. I'm sorry.
And she has to fly to India for the operation. Oh my God. She has to be 12 hours on a plane with a bad back.
That's crazy.
Poor thing, man. We'll be praying for her, Martin. God bless. And I'm sure that things will come out okay. And we'll be praying for your mom. Please let me know. Let us know.
Prayers to your mom.
How's she doing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have a bunch of safeties, Brett. Well, let's finish on the defensive line. Chance Williams, guys. Chance ran a 4.5 and change. We're talking about Miami defensive end ability.
Yeah.
This dude's gonna be a baller. Now, I know once he gained weight, I think he's probably up to close to 240 now. He didn't run the 4.5 then. He ran the 4.5 when I think he was at 214 in terms of weight. But that guy, he said neck and back. We'll be praying for him, Martin. Good night, brother. I like Chance an awful lot. An awful lot. Quentin Williams is also a defensive end that we got from North Carolina. I'm not as high on him, anywhere near as high as I am on Chance, but I do think I think his ceiling would be a Joe Jackson type. That would be, I think, his ceiling for Quentin Williams. But listen, a Joe Jackson type is pretty damn good. So I like that. Who am I missing on the defensive line, Junior? I talked about Elijah. I talked about Chance. I talked about Quentin. I talked about Quentin already. Who else am I missing anyone, guys, from the D line? I'm going by memory. I don't have the yeah, Rod G says we should have the 2 life crew. I agree, Rod.
I think that's it, man. So let's go linebacker.
Okay, we're good. Chance, like I said, is a monster. Is an absolute monster, Taz, and I really, really like him. And Elijah as a 3 technique tackle, I think he could be an absolute stud. For you guys that don't know, 3 technique tackle means that the tackle that you line up that's in between the guard and the tackle on offense, that's a 3 technique. That type of tackle, he can get it into the backfield, and he has tremendous quickness. So I would like to see him. Yeah, Cam Williams, obviously, but Cam was last year, but he was an academic redshirt. Jose, I don't think Brian Hightower is coming back. I was happy to see Cleveland Reed came back because that was a guy. Yeah, Jalen Phillips. Oh my God, what a monster he is! Oh my God, wait till you guys see it.
I have him too, but he's technically not a part of this class. So
yeah, right. But Taz, if you guys haven't seen tape of Jalen Phillips, watch it. It'll make you cringe at quarterbacks, man.
He was the number 1 recruit in 2017.
Number 1 recruit in the entire country with damn good reason. That dude is special. You man, what we have a defensive end is ridiculous. Gregory Rousseau, Jalen Williams, and Quincy Roche. Think about that. Now add Jafari Harvey, Chance Williams, Cam Williams, Quentin Williams. Wow. We can come at you in waves. Okay, linebackers. I expected a better class of linebackers than what we ended up with. Tyreek Austin Cave, going back to what Raymond Reddington's question was about injuries, he is also out for the spring. Like him a lot. I like him a lot. Corey Flagg, undersized, overachiever, tremendous work ethic. A guy he's a football playing Jesse. But I would have liked to see more in terms of linebackers. I know we're getting a lot of those guys from injury back. Again, talking about the guys from injury, Bradley Jennings will miss the spring completely. I mentioned Tyreek Austin Cave will miss the spring. The one that I'm really excited to see, who I think will be a superstar, is Avery Huff. Obviously from last season. Oh, Sam Brooks also has a shoulder issue.
Right.
He's also going to be out in spring. So we're going to be thin at linebackers again in spring ball. Hopefully we have no more injuries. But the linebacker class, I do like Tyreek Austin Cave. Am I missing anyone? The linebackers? I should actually just pull up on one of the windows. Can you pull up our
yeah, I'll pull it up, but that's
thank
it.
you. I think I would have liked to see more.
I don't think we're gonna miss anybody, big dog. So
no, I don't either. I think by memory, but sometimes by memory, for some reason, somebody escapes you. I don't think we need a linebacker from the portal because I do think we have some experience there, especially when Bradley Jennings comes back. Hopefully Wayman Steed, but who knows? With Wayman, I mean, he's had such bad luck. But we do get Avery Huff. Sam Brooks will be ready for the summer. But I would have liked to see a little more than what we got. So that's the one area I'm disappointed is our linebacker recruiting. I would have liked to see us, but we've also made a commitment to striker. So for those of us that wanted us to go back to a 4-3, not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen. I think the 4-2-5 with a striker is going to be our base defense this year. I think, and obviously we got McLeod coming back, and that's huge for us. I expect Zach to be a starter this year, and I think he played out of position, and a lot of people were always comparing him to Shaq and to Michael Pinkney, and looking down on McLeod. Listen, McLeod, if he would have played, he's a true middle linebacker. If he would have played the middle, I think we would have a different opinion of McLeod. But it's great to have him back. So I don't think we'll get one of the portal, but I would have liked to see a better class. And now we go to the DBs, a bunch of DBs to talk about. All right. You want to start with the corners?
Yeah, we can start with Clark. Marcus Clark. You want to start with Marcus Clark?
Love Marcus Clark, guys. You want to talk about Miami type of speed? Marcus Clark has that type of speed. Mm-hmm. Now, he's going to be raw at corner, so Mike Rumph is going to have to work with him. You're not going to probably see him play very much at all his freshman year. I expect him to redshirt. But you want to talk about athletic ability, Marcus Clark, I think, will be a star. That's an other one that I believe is underrated, that people don't realize how good Marcus Clark truly is. Mm-hmm. So definitely like Marcus Clark. Isaiah Dunson, again, how do we add, after the season we had, and other FSU decommit? So that's a double win. Not only do we get him, FSU doesn't get him. Mm-hmm. And having a guy 6'2" with length, yes, he doesn't have tremendous athleticism, but if you guys remember, Mike Rumph as a player had a really good career. Like I said, Dunson runs on 4.93. Bradley, I've watched his tape. He definitely isn't fast. I'll give you that. Am I thrilled with his signing? I am, from the standpoint of I think Rumph can do a lot with him, but he's not the type of athlete we normally have at corner.
Right.
Right. But I don't think he's a 4.9. If you watch his tape, I think he's more like a 4.6 and change. But a lot of these guys don't know how to run a 40 correctly. So I think the tape, a lot of times, and if you look at his other measurables, he is a very good athlete overall. So I think that'll improve. I do like Dunson. Obviously, I like Jalen Harrell a bunch. I think that was huge. And other FSU decommit. Yeah, we rated FSU this year.
Yeah, with the safeties. So we got
Keyshawn Washington. Another one to talk about. That's a guy who could be a future striker. Keyshawn, for you guys that don't know, was really hurt in terms of rankings because he had double labrum surgery. He had surgery on both of his shoulders. So he went a long time where he wasn't able to work out. He wasn't able to lift at all. So Keyshawn's going to be what can I say? Not so much a project, but a guy who you're not going to expect to really contribute other than special teams early on.
Exactly.
Avante, home run.
Yeah. Home run. Forget about it.
Grand slam, home run with bases loaded. Mm-hmm. Love his tape. I love his tape. The way what I see in Avante, now I'm not saying he has those type of instincts yet. What I see in Avante is a Jaquan Johnson with a lot more athleticism. You're looking at a guy that runs a 4.5 40 in Avante. Plays downhill. I don't know. He doesn't, as of yet, have Jaquan's football IQ, but I think he's a guy who's a tremendously hard worker and very much a student of the game. So I expect him, especially with Ed Reed around, to really up his game in terms of football IQ. But he's around that same size. He's 5'11". Now he's weighing like $170. I think he'll get up to like 185. Tremendous hitter, plays downhill, can play in the box, and has coverage skills. So that's what I see in him is Jaquan with more athleticism.
I like that.
That's what I see in Avante Williams.
We got Balome and we got
Ryan Balome.
Harrell, which we kind of talked about him already.
We talked to about Harrell and Balome. I also think is very underrated. Great size. You have his measurables there. I think is he a legit 6'2"? What do we have him listed at? Below.
Me and you would tend to disagree a little bit on Balone, but he's 6 foot 180.
Below, he's taller than 6.
They got him listed at 6.
They got him listed at 6 even?
Yeah.
You don't think he has as much upside? If you watch his tape, there was a lot. I mean, he really bloomed in his senior year.
He does. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I think Balone could be one of these guys that could be a pleasant surprise, but it's you know, I think he needs to be like an overachiever type of safety to get some significant playing time.
Now he has good measurables.
He does have good measurables, but you gotta look at
he has good speed.
Assuming everything works out, who's gonna see the field if we get James Williams next year?
Yeah, that's true. That's like when people were talking about Avante, they were like, "Oh, he's gonna be a starter this year." No, Gervin Hall and Bubba Bolden will be the starters this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you got two super studs at safety. Now, Hall was a little disappointing, obviously, this year. But
Balone's a dog for sure. Balone.
He is a dog,
that's
man.
what I mean, though. Like Balone is he's an overachiever, man. And
what I like about Balone is, I think the jump that he made in his senior year, I think that jump isn't finished.
Yeah, HJS, but and that's why, you know, this recruiting class, something that we haven't talked about yet, has been the character of these young kids.
Yes,
like
high character.
These are high character guys, Canes, guys that are gonna work hard. But I'm purely only talking about from a talent standpoint. You know what I'm saying? When you got you got Gervin Hall there, gonna have
Avante.
Avante. You're gonna Bubba. You're gonna have after that. We might get James Williams. So it's like I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of talent, how it stacks up to our the other players that we have on the roster and that position. So that's the only thing I'm saying about Balone. I like him, and I'm glad we got him in this class. But I think he's somebody that it might take.
I'll say this, but
to a few years for him to really.
That's true. That's true. He's not going to be a contributor right away. I mean, he might be on.
Special. Oh, look, and Keontra Smith is another one, man.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're stacked in that department. So
that's where I think your feeling comes from. That's what I was going to say. That maybe you would have felt that Balone, it would have been better to spend that scholarship on a linebacker or an offensive lineman.
That's exactly what I said when I mean, granted, I didn't this was before
we didn't know we were going to get Avante either.
We didn't know we were going to get Avante, but you know, I don't know. I just think, man, we'll see. I like Balone, high character, you know, a U guy. He looks like he's gonna be a U guy, but I think it's one of these things where we'll see what he's gonna turn into. You know what I'm saying? We'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing. Balone HJS equals Knowles. I see.
Yeah, the truth. I forgot about Keontra Smith, and that goes to show you that's my point. That's what I'm trying to say.
Guys, you want to talk about
position group? Our safeties are stacked, man.
Yeah. You want to talk about awesome tape? Watch Keontra's tape.
Yeah, I love Keontra, man. I love Keontra.
Keontra tore it up, guys, in high school. Tore it up. And his first year, he played mostly special teams and stuff like that. But again, look at how stacked we were at safety. You know, so
yeah, he might Austin Kane. That's true about. Yeah, he's good. I'm not saying he's not good, Hosan. I'm just compared to safeties that we got ahead of him right now.
Also, when you were going down the list today, we got a bunch of guys that their best position is strong safety.
Yeah,
you know, and we could have used that scholarship elsewhere. You know, So that's the thing. It's not. I'm not down on Balome. He is a high character kid, right? He's a high character kid. Puts in the work, does all the things right. But that's a position we're particularly stacked at. You know, and now you're looking at Jalen Harrell. You're looking at Avante Williams.
Yeah.
Okay. Keyshawn Washington.
Yeah, we go. No, the depth, that's fine, man. That
but we need depth, but there's only so many safeties you can put on a field.
I know.
And we could have used that better in a different place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. I know, Wholesome. I know what you're saying. No. Listen, it's not that I don't dislike Balome at all. And I understand you were answering the question, or the comment about him being like Knowles. It's just with the needs that we have in offensive line and linebacker, we don't need to take a depth safety.
Especially I know a lot of people are wrapped up with the offensive line, and rightfully so, man. If there's a position group that we need depth in, it's the offensive line. But I wanted to see I wanted to see another linebacker. I wanted to see another middle linebacker.
And another interior lineman.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman. Yeah, I agree.
So that's all I.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, but the thing is, okay, I'll put it this way. I'll throw it out there. Does anybody see Balome turning into better than Avante, Keontae Smith?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Listen, the kid's a hard worker, and he. Okay, I'll put it this way, and we'll leave it alone because we do have to get off before 9:30. So everybody go watch.
Zoe's gonna be on at 9:30, man. So
Alonzo 1219.
Make sure you when you hop off, go ahead and jump into Zoe's channel, and await him for 9:30.
Yeah.
So I don't like this, Saeed. Why are you saying no? All right, go ahead, big dog.
I'll leave it at this. It was just, yes, we didn't know we were going to get Avante, but the need at offensive line and at linebacker was greater than
we did.
The safety, even when we took Balome, even not knowing that we were going to get Avante. So, but I'm glad to have him, and he's a plus kid.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So what else we got?
HJS, you're right. I mean, he's a solid rotational guy. It's just at a position that I thought we could have spent that scholarship on someone else. Yeah. So, and then we got Jose Borregales at kicker. Huge addition, a proven guy. I don't know if you guys heard the story, but his dad cried when he found out that Jose was going to the Canes. And that was a big moment. They're big Miami fans, and that was touching. Glad to have him on board. We haven't had a kicker we can count on since Michael Badgley. So that's huge to have. And I think we're done.
Yeah, that wraps it up, man.
That wraps it up. Guys,
I was double checking to see if we missed anybody.
Did we miss anybody?
No, we didn't.
I didn't think we missed anybody. So, guys, here's the thing. This is why I wanted to do that breakdown. You know, even though we didn't use video, which we're going to release video breakdowns here hopefully soon. 6 and 7, man. We lost to FIU. We lost to Louisiana. Got shut out by Louisiana Tech. 6 and 7 year. What Manny has done in the last 35, 40 days. Wow.
Yeah.
A++. You guys saw when we did category 5 that we gave grades to, and we gave Manny a very poor one as head coach. He deserved that criticism. But that being said, oh my God, this offseason has been amazing what we've been able to pull. And that was the point of breaking it down unit by unit so you guys can see 6 and 7. You pick up quarterbacks like De'Aaron King and Tyler Van Dyke.
You too, Stunner Boy. Take it easy, man.
Take it easy, Stunner. 6 and 7. We pick up running backs like Don Chaney and Jalen Knighton.
Thank you, Leonard. Have a good night.
Thank you, guys. 6 and 7. We pick up 4 receivers like Redding, Keyshawn Smith, Javier Restrepo, who's uncoverable from the slot. You guys are going to see. You guys are going to be pleasantly surprised. This kid has moves for days. And Daz Worship, we got him from Alabama. 6 and 7 again, guys.
Yeah.
That's who we got a wide receiver. Offensive line, Jalen Rivers. Chris Washington, big upside. Defensive line, we talked about the guys that we got are all quality. Especially, I think, 2 that are definitive stars in Elijah Roberts and Chance Williams. Quinn Williams can be definitely a rotational guy. Would have liked to see better at linebacker. I think we overdid it some at safety, but I like what we did there at the DBs. Tremendous job getting Borregales. Guys, we criticize them when they need it.
Can't say enough, man. Can't say enough about it.
But and add to all those players getting Ed Reed as your chief of staff. A++. A++.
No, 100%, man.
So,
yeah. All right, man. So look,
that's true, Chug. Chug says playing the 4-2-5 hurts our recruiting with linebackers. No doubt. No doubt, Chug. Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of new faces in here, man, tonight, especially.
Thank you, Louis.
Thank you so much for everybody that joined us, man. If you guys are new here and you haven't already, man, please subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you can get notified anytime me and the Big Dog do upload a video. I'm going to go ahead and chop up.
Put Saeed's comment.
I'm going to go ahead and chop up the Avante Williams'
video.
Yeah,
our video breakdown of Avante Jr. is going to chop it up and release it as a video.
Exactly. You said
Saeed said Packy needs to be replaced. 100%. Saeed, 100%.
I'm with you, man.
That Packy, frankly, has been dead weight on the staff.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, be on the lookout for that Avante Williams, man. Hey, let me tell you something. Today was a great day to be a Miami Hurricane.
Absolutely.
And we haven't really been able to say that very much lately. It felt good to be on the other side of the
grabbing the hat
fake of the little hat fake that recruits like doing nowadays. And yeah, man, I didn't expect it. I know Big Dog didn't expect it, but man,
and I thought it was classy that Avante didn't troll the Gators.
No, he didn't.
He didn't look at the hat, but he didn't do like, I'm going to grab this one and then throw it and then put that.
It wasn't as
he did it with class
as
right. Right. He did it with class.
And it definitely wasn't nothing like Romello, whatever. Yeah. Romello, soft like Jello. I'm just kidding. So yeah, man, it was a great day to be a Hurricane, man. And yeah, listen, we need to see the product on the field, whether it translates, what we've done, what Manny and company has done, bringing in new staff, seemingly correcting a lot of the things that were going wrong. And but we'll see if it's a Band-Aid or if if he's actually welding and really, fixing the leaks in this program. And hopefully, we rise back up to the top.
By the way, guys, spring ball.
Almost here, man.
Spring practice begins the last day of February.
Exactly. So
we're almost there.
Almost there, man. So yeah, man. Listen, guys, thank you for everybody that joined us tonight. For all of you that that liked the video, subscribe, new faces in here. I love seeing new faces, man, because it lets me know that the Junior and the Big Dog family continues to grow. And yeah, for all the donations, man, thank you so much, everybody that donated to the channel, man. We can't say enough. Me and the Big Dog can't say enough about what that means to us. But more importantly, just you guys joining us on a Wednesday night, spending some time to chop it up with me and the Big Dog is more than enough, frankly. Just by hitting a little like button or just by sharing the video, hitting subscribe, it helps me and the Big Dog out, just as much. So thank you guys so much for joining us, man. You got anything else, Big Dog?
Yeah, just that. If you're new to us, please subscribe, hit the notifications bell and press all. And everybody, please hit the like button if you haven't already on your way out, because it does help us. But the support you guys give us is always the greatest. Raji says, check out Coach Coop. Coach Coop does a great job.
Listen, man,
great job.
All a Canes fan. NSD, TV, Coach Coop, Alonzo. By the way, Alonzo is going on at 9:30, man. So you guys be sure to go ahead and go over to the channel at 9:30, man. Always a great contact with Alonzo. Wholesome, Paul scoop on the U. You know, Paul does an amazing job as well, man. Everybody, you know, Kane family on YouTube is strong. Frankly, I think we have the strongest family when it comes to a college football team.
Good night, also
to a school in general. I think it's just amazing what all of us bring to the table, and we're a family at the end of the day. So yeah, be sure to go check out everybody else, man. Subscribe to this channel and help them out as well.
And leave comments, guys. You guys know we like to interact. We try to answer 100% of the comments. So
if you're watching
please do that.
If you're watching this on the playback, man, be sure to go ahead and do that. And me and the Big Dog go ahead and try to get to all the comments.
Yep.
So
all right, guys.
You already know, man. Thank you so much, man. You guys have a great rest of your Wednesday night. He play at 10 p.m. in against the Clippers, man. So I'll be tuning into that. With that being said, man, it's a great night to be a Miami Hurricane. Things are looking bright for the future. As always, it is all
about this you. Thank you, guys. Good night, man. Go over to Zoe's channel.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, guys.